Get out my shot. All right, let's see who's on. There's like no one on. Rachel, Floyd, and Brenda. Yeah, what's happening today? All right, we're going to give it. We had some technical difficulties, so we're going to give everybody a minute to log on. Naomi, can you send a message out? Thank you. Oh, there we are. Okay. Sorry, guys, for the technical difficulties. We apologize. Everything wasn't quite working well for us. So here's what we're going to do today. Sarah Sajade is in the. What's up, Sarah? Hi, Nicole, Mary, Lloyd and Robert, Christy H. What's up, Christy? Amy, Ashley. I'm going to say your name wrong. Jalen. Oh, Jamelia, I haven't seen you in forever. What's up, Mikey and Corey? Hi, LaShonda. Terry. All right. So as people are logging in, hey, Alicia, as people are logging in, I feel like it's difficult to hear me. As people are logging in, what we're going to do is I am going to spin so you could see my face, and the sun is now in front of me. And then I'm going to introduce you to one of our newest consumers. And we're going to talk about COVID-19. Okay. So, hey, Thomas, Mike, April. All right. Once again, forgive us. Hey, Jose, forgive us for the technical difficulties this morning. We're a little bit late. The next time we will be on live is next week. We're going to give you all a chance and an opportunity to ask us questions about COVID-19, what we're doing, what the plan is. And then I want to introduce you to a new friend of ours. Jasmine. Oh, Nick is on as well. What's up, Nick and Jasmine? All right, so here's what's going on. I just sent an email out to all of our families about the holidays in COVID-19. Right now, many of you are going to be quite upset with me, but it's necessary. Home visits will occur. However, we're asking all families not to do overnight visits. We're asking them not to do overnight visits simply because we don't know who else is going to be in the house. And we have sent that out to families in writing. We've shared it with the counties and supports coordinators, and every family will receive a phone call from myself or Vicki this afternoon. So as they receive phone calls, if you receive a phone call with questions that you cannot answer and you're not comfortable answering, that's okay. What we want you to do is just refer them back to myself or Vicki or member of the administrative team. We will gladly handle it. If you are scheduled to work on Thanksgiving, and let's say a family is a consumer's going home, for example, what's her last name? BM. She's supposed to be going home, and generally speaking, her staff go home with her. If you're in that situation and you are not comfortable going into a family's home, please say something to your supervisor so that we can address it and handle it appropriately. We still will be having our traditional Thanksgiving dinner. This year, Nicole Eaton will be hosting it. Way to go, Nicole. When you see her, give her a good old high five. Some people are having technical difficulties logging in. All right, do your best. Do your best. Yeah, we're missing a good 60-something people who should be on. What I'm going to ask you to do is during this, if you're scheduled to work during the holidays and you have any of those concerns, I'm backtracking now. Please say something to your supervisor. We're asking no overnight visits again. This is just where we are. When we get around to Christmas, what we will do is we'll address Christmas as Christmas comes up. But right now, there will be we're asking for no overnight visits. Yes, home visits, but no overnight visits. Please remember, you should be wearing a mask. I only took my mask down now so that I wasn't muffled and you can hear me. You should be wearing a mask in the residential homes. You should be wearing a mask out in the community. whether it's on personal time or company time. If you are in the public, you are supposed to wear masks in stores, etc. All right. Are there any specific questions about Thanksgiving and COVID that I can answer right now? I'm going to give everybody time to type and ask. Are there any questions about anything that I just shared? Any questions about, hey, Passion, are there any questions about, yes, so Mike is cleared for his visit. What we're asking families to not do, LaShonda, is have an overnight visit. I believe Dr. Chirpis said in his video that dinner should really be an hour, and they're saying that is across the board. We know that most families don't eat in an hour. If you're like my family, they don't get there till late anyway. So dinner doesn't start for another 2 hours. So we do know and understand that there will be humanistic issues with this. So yes, his visit is approved, but we're asking for no overnight visits from anyone. And we're going to call families. I'm going to call Diane today, so that'll solve that problem. As a matter of fact, Jocelyn or Kaylee, one of them will send out the webinar from Dr. Chirpis. He is the state medical director, and he's the one who is giving us the advice we should go off of. Any questions? Any other questions? Does everyone understand the holiday, the Thanksgiving plan for COVID right now? Is there any confusion? This is a first that they're. Yes, I will handle, thank you, Jasmine. I will handle that family. Literally, as soon as we're done on here, I'll be calling them, Renee, and I'll be calling his mother as well. The community grounded can speak on that. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, Mike, I think I know what you're asking. So right now in CPS, in order to go anywhere in CPS, you must have permission from a director. If you are in CPS and you call Naomi and say, Naomi, today I'm going swimming. Naomi has to still get permission from a director in order for you to go. We're doing this because of the rules we've established with COVID in order to keep everyone healthy and safe. So you should not I've caught wind that someone took a consumer to the mall. Number one, you already know how I feel about malls. There's no reason to ever be at a mall unless you're shopping. Two, I found out another consumer was taken to the casino, and that is a huge no. Absolutely not. No, just no. Just no. Anywhere that you are going, you need permission to go at this point. If you don't have permission, you should not be there. Part of my job is to make sure that everyone is healthy and safe. Thank you, Corey, because I was looking the same way. I thought I misheard him on the phone. When I heard the word casino, I said, oh, maybe I heard it wrong. I've been working hard lately. Maybe I just misheard or they misspoke. But no, we didn't hear wrong. And just no. Just come on. Just no, guys. Our job is to keep our consumers safe, guarded, and protected, giving them an everyday life, but not exposing them to undue risk. What other questions can I answer? Mike, I hope that answered the question. Everyone should still be also taking temperatures, washing hands, and sanitizing. When you get on shift, you should be washing your hands and sanitizing. sanitizing, temperatures, everything. Are there any other questions? If you have a consumer who is not going home for Thanksgiving, please email Mary Lock Hahn. Email Mary and let Mary know so that she can add you onto the list. And if there ends up being too many people, what we'll do is we'll split between 2 locations. All right, what about medical appointments? Medical appointments, we are approved to go to, but you should still be verified before you go. You are going, but verified, because the location you may be going to might be a hotbed, or there might have just been an outbreak there. So yes, medical appointments are still on, but you should still communicate with someone. Good question, Vicky. Who takes the temperature? The staff who is currently, when you're coming on your shift, it's 7 a.m. The staff who is getting off of their shift should be taking your temperature. So if I'm coming in, I shouldn't touch anything. Someone should take my temperature, verify my temperature, log my temperature, and that person's going to send me to wash my hands and sanitize. If anyone refuses to wash their hands, put them out. There are no exceptions to the rule. They don't want their temperature taken, you put them out and you call your supervisor. There are no exceptions to the rule. I have my temperature taken every day. Christina meets me at the door with hand sanitizer and the thermometer. It is mandatory. There are no options. Are company's cars grounded unless we actually? Yes, your car shouldn't be moving, Rima. That should be a given. Your car should not be moving unless you have permission, and we track every vehicle. So as a matter of fact, this weekend I called Pleasant View, and Pathia was working, and I said, "Where are you going? What are you doing?" Was it Pathia? Yeah, I don't remember who it was. It might have been. And they said, "Oh, we're going for blood work. We know we had to go, blah, 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 blah." It was fine. Either there was Hack. It was one of the houses. So we do actually call to find out why you're moving, if we feel you're moving needless. Yes, so good question, Jasmine. If you have a poison restriction but sanitizer is outdoor, put it away. Yes, you do. You bring the sanitizer out as people are coming in, preferably wash your hands. Sanitizer is just kind of as a backup. We'd prefer for you to wash your hands and not use the hand sanitizer. The hand sanitizer is just a quick way to get clean, but the best is good old-fashioned soap and water. So to answer your question, Jasmine, yes, put the sanitizer away. If you are in a house with a poison restriction, the sanitizer should be away. Mike, that's a good question. I'm going to defer that to Victoria Allen Edwards. Mike is asking if we're going to do a virtual Santa this season. I am not sure. Normally, Vicky or I go around and we're Santa-ish. We drop off gifts to everyone. So I am not sure how we're going to do it this year. I am still stuck right now in COVID and residential inspection. So I'm going to defer that to Vicky, and she can follow from that. Oh, there are drive-by Santas, yes. I don't know where their beards have been, Sarah, so I prefer for them not to even drive by. They can keep going. Corey, you're right. Christine, don't play at that temperature at the door with the straight face. She's put it up to your head. If you have a temperature when you arrive at shift, you need to be outside and so we can figure out what's exactly going on. And we have had that occur. That's a good question, Vicki. If you arrive to shift and you have a temperature, you cannot work. That's a given. If you have any of the signs or symptoms of COVID-19, you cannot work. We will notify HR, and what they will do is they'll take the calls from there. So here's what's going to happen with behavioral supports. They shouldn't be going anywhere anyway, Raymond. That's a good question. I would prefer for it to have as few people in company vehicles as possible. What that means is probably next week or the week after, we're going to limit some of what behavioral supports, what they're doing anyway. So right now, if you're going somewhere and you're on the BSS team, I prefer you not to ride in the vehicle with them. Just meet them wherever they're going. And wherever they're going, it can't be somewhere super far because we're restricted. I'm skipping. Oh, yes, Alicia, it was you at Hackett. Where are you going? And Alicia was very prompt with her response. They were going for blood work. It was excellent. No question about that. Put them out. Winsome, and I know you're going to do it in true Winsome fashion. You will put somebody out. I'm working it. My computer's going to die. Keep asking my thing over there. Yep, Rima will call you. How long have the company vehicles been grounded? So they're not technically grounded. You should have permission before you go anywhere. So they're pseudo grounded. They only should be moving with permission. There's no health. There is a health risk. But you are still expected to be as active as possible, because here's what happens when our population, when they are not doing their normal routine, we see tons more behaviors and psychosis. So we're trying to normalize this as much as possible. Thanks, Mary, for the email. As long as you have permission, yes, Corey. So as long as you have permission from a director about where you're going, yes, you are cleared. So follow the chain of command. Start with, if you're in CPS, you start with Naomi. Naomi will get you to a director. Either she'll get to the director or she'll tell you who to call, so that you're not calling 50 people. And I prefer to be the last person everyone calls. That's just my preference. Jasmine, I have art therapy this afternoon for both consumers. Are we cleared to go? Yes, that's considered an appointment. Yes, Jasmine. So art therapy, music therapy, occupational therapy, equine therapy, speech therapy, they're all considered part of the medical program. Eventually, yes, April, vehicles will be grounded like before. Yes, walks in the park are fine, Cyrus. That's a good question. Chairs are more than 6 feet apart. You're welcome. We have not decided on church yet. We're working on it. And most churches, we were expecting them to be shut down already last weekend. So what we're trying to do, you know what? Yes, church is restricted at this point because of the numbers. So if a family has an issue with the restriction in church, they can go virtual. So yes, I just made the decision, just not even ask the COVID task force. We will restrict church. I don't know that we have a choice at this point. Can we just be? No, you cannot be done with CPS. That's not an option. What about day programs? Different day programs are doing different things. Some of them are still open and operational. Some of them have already closed. Some of them are big picture, you guys. This is not about you and your comfort level. It's about getting our consumers through the holidays. If someone, for example, Nicole, if JB is in the house and she is not encouraged to do things outside the house, you're not going to see problems now. You're going to see psychosis start to develop mid-January, and we will not be able to reel her back in. What's important is not necessarily what you're doing, but it's that you're doing something to occupy them in their time. Clinical at-home visits are still okay as long as you are masked up and hands are washed. Okay. I think I hit everyone's questions. If I did not, keep them coming. Sarah. If any family calls you or supports coordinator and you are not sure, please don't answer. Just say, I need to check and I'll get back to you. Call your supervisor. Please don't make up any answers. We love you. We don't need you to save us. We love you. We can save ourselves. Um, so please just take a step back. With that said, let's do this. I appreciate all of you. You all have been doing. So whoever asks a question about weather and activities, you should be touching base already with Naomi, and you should have an activity calendar already prepared for winter. Every consumer has a winter schedule, and you should be following that. If you do not have a winter schedule, please get to Naomi. Okay. With that said, I appreciate all of you. Please look out for, you're going to have tons of questions as we go into Christmas. If your Christmas tree isn't up, this is the week to put it up. I'm putting my Christmas tree up this week. It's Christmas time. Woo! I'm excited. Um, we appreciate you. We love you. You all have been doing an outstanding job. You have kept yourselves safe, our consumers safe, and for that, we appreciate you. I want to take a real quick minute to introduce the newest member of our community. You got the turkey bird, put the trees up. Cyrus, why can't we do both at the same time? I'm just saying. Corey, I'm sorry. We should be able to do both at the same time. I will tell him April. Anthony, I just want to make sure I get credit for this. Anthony, you Johnny come lately. You listen. All right, so this is our newest consumer. This is Nate. And Nate's joining us today. As you can see, Nate has his mask on. Up over your nose, though, Nate. There we go. Nate, want to wave hi to everybody? Nate is joining us. He's living over at East. If you see Nate, welcome him to the community. We're glad he's here, and we're excited to have him. Anything you want to share? Yeah, oh, they can come and visit. You can come and visit as long as you have a mask on. He said you can come and visit. I'm saying, where's your mask? Put your mask on. So everybody's saying, welcome, Nate. Morgan slid out of the camera. She did. But please welcome Nate. A nice haircut. LaShonda's a nice haircut. Wanda's saying, welcome, Mike. Anthony Perry, I've been here. I didn't see you here the whole time, Anthony Perry. So this is Nate. Until next week, we love you all. Please keep up the good work. We'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.